Alright, so here we go. Another replays for today. And this one is a pretty good replay. The activity on ladder sort of picked up. I assume it's because a lot of people have days off before New Year. And you know, I saw a lot of people online. Some didn't play ladder, some played the custom games, it seems. But this one is a ladder game. It's pardon me, it's Bikerush against Magic. Two great players, no doubt, that one would consider top echelon. Bike goes for a bit of a, no, that's a standard play with a factory. And again, you know, I think on this map you can allow yourself to go a bit greedier than that, but yeah, I don't see why not. You know, as long as you scout, across, I think you're pretty safe for double factory. Magic looks like he's just gonna split into two mothers, because I think if he wasn't split into two mothers, if he was going protein first, he would be moving into center. I don't know. I think usually if you go protein first, you move into center a bit quicker than that. Maybe he wanted to catch scout. Oh, and Bike went through the middle. I think that's what he was doing. He was looking whether the mother goo was coming through this way. So he, instead of scouting through up top here, he just went across back to base. Yeah, he's going this way. So yeah, that's what he's looking if he's safe. Oh, and he, yeah, he cancelled the factory. I think he could have avoided building factory first altogether. I think he could have went with two refineries, but yeah, he did it his way, maybe a bit safer. So you know, that sounds good to me. Oh, what is that? Even greedier? Why? What did he scout that he decided that he can be even greedier? I mean, he probably can be, but what exactly did he see? Doing the conduit thing. Oh yeah, Magic acting logically, he's just going for he sees the grid and he's trying to punish the grid. It's Bike doesn't even have ability to build a turret yet. He should start doing now, because soon enough there will be no way to punish Bike. He should transform. He should be making small proteins from here and from here and trying to punish Bike's grid. Because I mean, what good are those refineries if you punish this and this, if you block this and this? Although it will still be two mothers versus two mothers. Yeah, it's a hard thing, because Magic really should have been scouting and should have saw it earlier. But yeah, it's hard to say what Magic should have done. I think harassment is in order anyway. I think you have to try to punish it somehow. It should have come earlier. I'm not sure how effective it would have been. I like this one, definitely. You mine at the same time you unite it. Maybe it is a better strategy. I'm not entirely certain. I still think, you know, that it's obvious that Bike won't have anything for a while. Anything mobile for a while. He won't have anything mobile for a while, and I think you know, a set of Striders or something like that might work. I'm not sure anymore. I mean, guess I suppose this means that, you know, just as I said, a lack of practice makes me all confused as to how much damage exactly would a certain move produce. I think if it was 2 months ago, I would have answered what was the best solution here. I would have been able to answer that. But yes, it's a good map to be greedy like that. And Bike is already getting way ahead. Setting up spaces for more expansions. What should be Magic doing here? Well, really, just macro. You cannot really do anything here. And believe me, I tried, and Bike put himself in such a brilliant position, and really, well, it's empty. Yeah, it's a shame, because if it was here, it would be a bit better, because, you know, double connections on conduits are always better, and this is just, you know, one extra conduit. What difference does that make? Makes you feel a bit safer. Yeah, I mean, this one is exposed, but he has already quite... well, he doesn't. Those are illusions. Oh yes, and definitely the answer is harassment of four mothers. You break this. To break this, you depower the sentinels here and you blast this expansion pattern. Magic is doing the same harassment, but he's doing the harassment of 6 mothers. I'm not sure if it's exactly on target. Yeah, and he's going for attack through here instead of just breaking the conduit line. You obviously cannot. Like, the weakness of a human in this greedy position is that, and Bike is already ahead on refineries, but yeah, the weakness of the human in this greedy position is that the conduits basically. The conduits and the lack of mobile army. The only defenses, the only serious defenses against good production at this point of the game are sentinels. So if you as a good player engage against sentinels, you essentially put yourself make yourself play into the hands of the human player. Yes, sometimes you can get yourself in a position where you can still break even though you're fighting sentinels, which I doubt, because, well, actually maybe not, because apparently there is only one on this side. Bike should have built a couple more sentinel turrets for sure. Yes, but if there is an exposed line of conduits like that and you break it, then you see it. First of all, this is exposed. You can do whatever you want with this area. And second of all, the way Bike built his base, and I don't blame him. I mean, I don't really see any other options how to build his base. But then that would mean breaking here would also mean that you're on top of production buildings. So you're killing whatever pops up one by one, which is good for you. Yeah, there is nothing good about what Magic is doing here, because he's going for another split into mothers, and you cannot do that. You're behind, and he should have sent that he's behind at this point. I mean, he can count how many spigots Bike is in control of. So if you are so behind, and if you have been constantly behind on refineries, that means only one thing: you're gonna lose the long game. And it means that the human player is weak with his mobile army. So again, there is only one. There is no options. There are no. Well, there are two options actually. There is one option that Magic would have 7 more spigots. Magic would have 14 striders. He can break this. So that's option 1. Just break this and go this. And option 2 would be just break through this, which I prefer, because again, you would be on top of production buildings. Yes, you don't stop the mining over here, but that doesn't matter, because again, the further the point of the human base is from his main building, the harder it is to defend. So you always try to attack whatever is closest to the building first, and then when you push back, you attack the things that are furthest away. Because if you push back from the things that are furthest away, you're completely out of options. So yeah, I mean, this is a situation where you just be behind the whole game and you can't go to macro. I mean, macro is sort of like what's considered to be like honorable way to play the game, but there are situations where macroing as hard as you can will only lose you the game. That the only chance is to pressure now. Sometimes the only chance is to pressure now is because, as in the situation, Bike went very greedy, so he has little mobile army. And sometimes the only chance to pressure now is because if you pressure now, the opponent make mistakes. And we're all human and we all make mistakes. And there is nothing wrong with trying to capitalize on that. Yeah. Because if you have only two options, and one is your opponent make mistakes and you win, or the other option is you lose, it's always better to pick the way where you can win, even if it's extremely unlikely still. And I don't think that the situation would be unlikely, because again, he would have 14 Striders and whatever it is, 9 Drovers. And 14 Striders and 9 Drovers could have broken this. So yeah, and I think that's actually a pretty bad mistake that a lot of players make, you know, myself included, and I'm inclined to rush people. I enjoy rushing people because it's a lot of action and I enjoy the adrenaline that comes with it. But I think a lot of people in general just, you know, rushing is frowned upon, so you try to play a macro game and you think, you know, the way to come back into a game always is to have better macro. But that's incorrect, because it's not that complicated to macro, and when you're playing against a player who's just as good as you are, how's your macro gonna be better than theirs? It's not gonna be. Especially in this game. In this game, people are much better at macro than at micro. So, you know, you get better edge by harassing. So, alright, let's look at the unit structure. 14 Striders. So basically, it's the same attack that Magic could have done 2 minutes ago, except now Bikerush is ready. It's a very thin line, that's for sure, and I've been on the Magic end of it many times. I almost killed. I've killed human players in that position that Magic wasn't 2 minutes ago, and I almost killed them. Because you just put out so much pressure, and you sometimes almost kill them, but then they sort of like, you have to kill them. You know, it's like not a situation where you can. You have to do either some kind of incredible damage, or you have to kill them. Because there's not a situation where you, again, because of how much it takes to split to a new mother, it's not a situation where you can just, you know, attack and they'll lose a lot of army and just still be competitive. Because in the time it would take you to split to a new set of mothers, a human player would produce an army and expand at the same time. And that's another thing, is that I mean, another option that, you know, okay, yeah, an attack like the attack I advised 2 minutes ago, you can kill them, but you can also do like kill out of, well, that's not gonna happen. Basically, you have to kill them, or you have to kill all the army, and without losing much of yours. Because if you can pull back and you can produce mothers while still maintaining this army dominance, it would also work out fine. Alright, Magic goes for a nice attempt to surround. Whoa, I love that upgrade, the railgun upgrade for Lancers, which worked out pretty good for him. But then again, he makes the same mistake that Mendel makes. He transforms his units in front of human units. Again, don't do that. The whole point of your proteins being the remaining as proteins is to put them behind enemy lines. not sure how to micro lancers. I feel a bit uncomfortable that they are so much in front, but I'm not sure how they work. They don't get used that much. I like it to call it the Duchu strat, because the Duchu was the one player who was using this strat first. From what I see. Oh, he's building a Purger. Oh. Well, again, that's the illusion. The illusion that you might experience as a good player. You think you're on 12 matters, so that means you're ahead. But your matters as a good player, they, your extractor points, they are valued as a different trade than human player. And here Bike is on 10, and Magic is on 11 because one just died, but he has a Purger, which can produce any units, and his Purger is in a very extremely exposed spot. But I suppose if you push a good player that far back, no, well, that's not true. You're not necessarily winning. So yeah, that's a bad spot for a Purger. I think we talked with Spike and Mendel about it, and we think might be the best spot for a Purger. If you can, well, that might not be true as well, because if they're on top, you sort of cannot break them because the passageway is so narrow. So I think, yeah, whatever. Maybe the furthest point from it is best. Although at one point, Spike it's sort of obvious. If you understand that your opponent is built in Purger and you want to rush it and you have sort of more armies, that's where you would go. So I'm not certain, but also it's very open space here. It's good for a good player to surround in this. So yeah, I will, even though it's obvious, I think now that I think about it, I think this is the best place to put Purger in. Now he's panicking and he's sending well, not panicking, but I mean he doesn't have many more options. So yeah, he's sending units into the Purger, so the Purger would grow faster, but there is no way Purger is gonna grow faster. So yeah, I mean what's the lesson to learn from this game? The lesson to learn from this game is that you have to punish greed, and to punish greed you have very, very tiny window, unless you started off being greedy yourself in the beginning of the game, which I guess as a good player isn't really that possible, because you're always the same kind of greedy. You have to punish this, you have to scout it, and you have to punish it. And if it's an all-in, you punish it by an all-in, which if you lose that attack, you lose, that is fine as well, because you don't really have an action. That's the only way to win, going all in. So that's it, and I'm gonna do one more play, and I'll see you there then.